Alright, today guys, I'd like to do a little behind the scenes. Been wanting to do this for a while, I've been putting it off. This is my Raspberry Pi box. It's got my mixer, a small switch. I run this every day off of this timer small thing. I keep my Raspberry Pi plugged up all the time. I keep it in this box just for convenience of moving it around and storing. Started to disassemble a little bit. This normally goes over to my computer. I have got my EDM transmitter. I did have it in the box when I started, but I was having a problem with static interference, so I moved it. I do all of my sequencing and my other mess right here. It's kind of a mess right now, sorry guys. I found that I had 3 monitors. It seemed to be too much for what I wanted to do, so I scaled back just a bit. If you want to move on outside, my display is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Some of it's good, some of it's been bad, but as you can see, I'm not very wire friendly, so it's kind of ugly. These are what I use to kick my show off every night. That way I don't have to be here when it goes off. My Pi comes on automatically. Show comes on automatically. Some people run theirs all the time. I like to shut mine off. I don't see any sense in running it 24 hours a day. This is my big box. It's got my F16. It's the first F16 I bought. I did have it in some of these CG 1500 boxes, but it was like 4 of them and it was just cramped and it was too hard to work with. And I changed it over last year. It's based on the thing just like Clyde Lindsay done. I watched his video, really liked his video. So I've got the F16, I've got the sister board, I've got a small power distro board, and I've got the 30 amp fuses right here that go into each side. We have got fans all the way around. You can't see them down there. There's fans there, and there's a fan there. They're pretty large fans for this box. They move a lot of air. I've never had this box get hot, even in Tennessee. And I run this during Halloween. And in Tennessee at Halloween, sometimes it's hit or miss. It can be hot. Ain't good. But I've got all my through holes on the side. I run my DMX. I don't know if you can see it. I run my DMX for my moving heads and for all my floodlights out of this box, plus my faces. All them run off my F16. Almost forgot this little guy. This is for my floodlights. It's just a standard 30 channel dumb DMX board. It's modeled off of the Clyde Lindsay's build. When I started, he's the one got me interested in it. Let's see. So here are some of my floods. About everything I've got in the thing is on plastic EMT. I like to put them on plastic EMT, and I cut the ends off and I cut them out and I just snap them down. 90% of what I do, I clamp down to these. They just snap on, snap off. I really like them. These lights here were in my original static display. I just took the covers off and taped them over top of some regular square pixels. I tried to hot glue them and some other things in the beginning, but I'd come out and they'd be laying on the ground, so I just got some black tape and taped them up there, and that's worked for 3 years. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. My windows, I build frames for everything, and I've got little hooks at the top so I can unscrew and then easily just pop them down. All my windows are like this. You can see here the little hooks. I got my big spinners, same thing with the hooks. I built that just like Clyde. Moving on, I got my arches. I based these on the Matt Johnson build. These were some of the first things that I built. I really like these arches. I put strips in them. A lot of people have bad things to say about strips, but I've been really lucky with these strips. I've not had any go bad yet in 3 years. I'm gonna quit talking about that before they do. I had a few extra pixels. The strips just left over the ends. I heated up some of the EMT, bent it around, let it cool, held the shape. So I really like these. They didn't take but maybe 15 minutes to build. Turned out really nice. Down here behind the bushes, I've got another F16 with a differential expansion board. It's got a small switch in the same box. Didn't really need the switch, but it gives me room to grow later on. I don't use much of this F16, probably only, I think, 3 of the outputs on the F16. The differential expansion board. I use 3 outputs. This F16 only runs a small thing of my part of my show. The F16 on the porch runs basically almost the entire house. I've got away with only running 1 U amp by using the Cat 6 cable. I use a lot of Cat 6 cable. A lot of people don't like it. I've had really good luck with it, especially sending data. I've not had any problem with power transfer. I'll continue to use it. These are one of my faces. I built these out of pegboard. I put little Christmas hats on them. Later, I decided I had them for Halloween, and I decided I wanted to keep them up all year, so I put a little Christmas hat on it to make him look a little more festive. Everybody said he looked too mean for Christmas. Here's another. This goes to my face. It's another 30 channel dumb DMX. I've got another 30 amp fuse. I put those on all my power supplies. I've got another small, I think this is a 9 channel.
6 channel.
This is what runs the hat. There wasn't enough room on this one to do that. Some more floods that I built, just like Clyde built. They're just little small dumb DMX lights. They look really nice, color washing against the bottom, and the ones at the top color washing down. I've got those connected to the same EMT as those, so when I pop that down, they all come as one. Makes it really easy to store and really easy to put up. I don't got to remember where I put them. I just put them up in order, and they're automatically where I had them last year. Works out really good. More cables. I've got cables going everywhere. This was my first controller. I bought and built this controller, the E682. It runs my tree. I've got another small switch in here. It's pretty loaded. That's why I put the switch in the other box, because this one was pretty full. Again, I got it fused off with a couple of these fuses. I had them hot glued in there. Hot glue doesn't work so good for me. I don't know if it's the moisture, because it stays really moist here in Tennessee most of the times. Here lately, it's all it does is rain. On the back side, I've got it vented, and it's just got 2 power supplies. I bought these CG 1500 boxes, I think from DY LED Express when I first started. I think I got them in like 10 packs. That's why I've used so many of them. Now I will start using the ammo boxes. I really like those better, but I had these on hand, so that's why I use these. This right here runs my topper on my tree. And a 6-foot star or 7-foot star that I built here not long ago. I've still got room in here to do something else. This is what got me into the pixels. I really like the mega trees. I built this. This was the second thing I built. It's made out of 2-inch Schedule 40 pipe, 1-inch Schedule 40 pipe. It just comes out in T's. On the bottom it comes out in T's and comes up. I'm a pipe fitter by trade, so this is just something that I throw together one day when I got home from work. It's really sturdy. I've got some guy wires that come down, 3 of them, and I've got another piece of pipe down in the ground, probably 4 foot, that this sticks down in. I have absolutely no trouble with wind. The topper that we built, I've had a little trouble out of it with the strips. I tried to use the liquid electrical tape. It does not adhere very well to the silicone. I don't suggest using that. The silicone worked a lot better. I was having trouble with getting water down in the strips, and I had to get all the way up there and take it down, I think last year, and redo it. It was a pain. It's not that easy to put up. This star, I built that this year. It's not really how I wanted it, but I just had all this stuff laying around and wanted something to do, so I did it. My wife, she wanted a star, so she's got one. This is one of our tune twos. Sorry, got a call right in the middle of what I was doing, of course. This is a small banner, relatively inexpensive. I've got one of these for Halloween and for Christmas. I just change them out. I've got dumb nodes around them into the frame, and also I wanted to light it up a little more, so took this old floodlight apart that didn't work, halogen light, and put some dumb nodes inside of it just to light it up. I did have these blinking with the display, but this year I decided to just let them run. Just a color variant order. They've just got a simple, I think there's 6 channel DMX dumb controller. Got a fan in there and a small controller, a small power supply, bigger than it needs, but I put a different power supply in there at the beginning and it just wasn't large enough, so for a few bucks more I ordered these. I've ended up using those in a different place. These are some of my little mini trees. They're all dumb nodes. I started out in the beginning doing the dumb DMX, and once I got into the pixels, I will weed these out as soon as they go bad. But one thing we'll say about the dumb nodes is they seem to be really good, because I've been kind of anticipating these going bad, and I've had really good luck out of them. It's maybe because I want them to go bad that they won't. Who knows? This is another 30 channel dumb controller. I don't know if you can see it with the sun shining. This is the first time the sun's been out in days. See, there's another little fuse. I split these off. The signal, the DMX signal, I split it off to run over to my Tune 2 sign. I used to sequence those 2 signs, but I found people really couldn't. They were blinking so fast and stuff, people couldn't see them. So now I just let them run their static colors. Red, blue, green, red, blue, green. It's a little Tune 2 sign. This year I plan on doing something with some P10 panels. I seen on YouTube the other day something I'd like to build. It's another small little 6 channel thing. Same deal as the other one. Let's see, what else we got in the yard? I got the 6-foot tree. It doesn't look like much, but this is actually my wife's favorite prop in the yard. This tree is turned out really great to look at. I had it in a static display, and it had, static lights and stuff on it. I just converted it over. It's got a small power distro board in here, because I can't even me see it. Oh, there it goes. Got a small power distro board in here. I've got it power injected several times, probably more than it needs to be, but I didn't want to have any trouble, and I haven't, so that's good. Let's make our way onto the roof. Alright, so this is where the mess starts. You can't see it from the road, so I don't worry about how it looks. As long as it functions, I'm totally happy with that. I have got a ton of these stars. I think 20 of them in all. I've got a matrix. I think the matrix is 512 pixels. It's got power injected several times. One. And on this side, I've got several more stars and another matrix. I've had a little trouble with that matrix this year. It's been up here 3 years. When it rains now, that one pops a fuse, so I'm gonna have to go through it and find out where the water's getting in. It runs fine when it's dry, but when it gets wet, it does pop a fuse. But it's in full weather, has been for 3 years. Can't complain about it. These are my little moving heads. Just LED spots. I built the little enclosures box around them. I've got them vented. I found that if you don't vent them, the globe will fog up and it's unreasonable. You can't see what's going on. They look ugly, so I vented them and put a little fan in there, and they work really good like that. Let's see, this is a distro board that runs from in front of the house up onto the roof. Differential receiver board. One small distro board in the corner. And then it's got 2 power injection boards. I'm gonna clean these up this year. I don't like all the way they look. I usually have trash bags on all my controllers. I went around and pulled them off this morning before I done the video. On the roof, I'll put these sandbags on top of the edge of the bags just to make sure they don't blow off. I've got all my controllers basically, except for my ammo box, on these type of stands. I've had good luck with these stands. I like them. I can put one on the ground. I can put a stake in the front. I can put a stake in the back, and I have no trouble with them falling over. Actually, this year I didn't even put the stakes in them, and I still haven't had any trouble. But I wouldn't suggest that. I just got lazy. This is my newest controller. It's the F16 V3. I had a 682 here. It's in the garage. I didn't have any U amps, and I was wanting to run these stars, and the stars are kind of far from the controller. And the 682 was giving me all kind of funkiness because they were too far away. The closest ones I use 3-core wire. As they tend to get further away, I start using the Cat 6. Like I said earlier, I use quite a bit of Cat 6. I've had good luck with it. No issues with the Cat 6 at all. Some people don't like it, but I've had no problems out of it. This is the exact same kind of, I don't even want to open it. It's got all the wires in it. It's the exact same as the other distro board on the other side. It's got 2 power distribution boards in it, and over here I have got another moving head. I like these moving heads. They work really good actually. I didn't give a lot for them. I got them on eBay. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the bottom. But last time I looked, they had sold all that there was, and there wasn't any more. I've just got them screwed down with these little wires. The trim's up high here, the cap, so there's the wire. I mean, the screw doesn't go into the roof, so I don't have anything to worry there. I have these little small clips around the EMT. It screws down into the same. There's no way it can leak, so that's fine. The only thing I don't like about my roof is I did it with these little clips on the side, but they're kind of down from the top of the roof a little bit, about 3 or 4 inches. So if you're looking from one side to the other side, you can see them fine, but if you're looking dead on in the middle, sometimes they're kind of hard to see. This year I'm fixing to move them into this area somehow. I'm trying to come up with a way so they don't leak. I need to come up with a way to do away with some of the mess. But that's pretty much my display. I've got plans for this year that I'm going to order some more stuff. My mega tree, it's made out of strips, I didn't tell you. It's on 1200 nodes. I think spacing at the bottom is about 8 inches, which you can see the road kind of steps up in front of the house, so you can see the top of the roof really well. That's why I've got it decorated so much. But that's our display. Thanks for stopping by, guys.